Alright everyone, we are going to get this started in just a moment here. Hello and welcome to the stream for the day. We are going to be running through the standard gauntlet, hitting up that ladder. Probably going to be a little bit more control heavy day. I have 4 decks that I have ready to go. Planning on hitting up at least 3 of them, hopefully getting to a 4th, but it depends on time. Looking at maybe going about 3 hours or so today, so 2 to 5 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah, let's get things started here. We're going to start off with this Abzan kind of control list. It's Yorion, it's Blink, it's a lot of value. Just trying to grind out your opponent. Eerie Ultimatum, since not a ton of counter spells are being played in the ladder right now. Otherwise, yeah, it's just big grindy. Managed to rank up into Mythic. So we should still be low Mythic. Haven't played for about a day and a half. So we'll be up in that higher percentile, I would assume. See where we can go with this. I'm wearing my Oregon Ducks hat today because I have to pour one out for the Pac-12. Sadly, no sports through at least winter. Okay, our first opponent is ranked number 82. This should be a fun one. Get our butts handed to us. This hand is a little bit slow, but we have ramp, so we can eventually get into something. Charming Prince helps draw us out a little bit, so we'll go ahead and keep that. Hopefully not get run over by Mono Red or Winota. Winota is definitely a scary deck. If you have not played against it, you better have a plan for it. Mardu is the main version of it, but there are other flavors running around. I saw Jeskai Winota, but Mardu is by far, I think, the most popular. But it looks like we're just playing against Sultai, which Sultai is at least 20% of the meta right now. Skoos is really good, though, against Sultai. Turns out no matter how many cards you ban from Simic is still going to be a strong core. And Sultai just basically made the removal suite that much better. Okay, so we do have to start making decisions as to what kind of mana we need going forward. We have black in hand. I think we're going to go black-green. Green for the extra Skoos. We need triple black for the ultimatum when it eventually happens. The ultimatum does take a while. Alright, Teferi. Teferi is definitely a problem. Lets them filter, lets them throw things in their graveyard. Turns on the Uros really well. So I think that is just going to eat a Mythos. Mythos, play the Skull Prophet. Otherwise, we could throw down the Skoos, bring the Yorion to hand. We have choices. Yeah, I think we are going to start off by Mythosing this Teferi, only let him have one more filter here. The card that is scarier than Teferi in this deck is honestly Nissa, and we probably should be holding up the Mythos for the Nissa, but that's okay. We're just playing it safe. Don't really want to just throw the Skoos away, so we're a-okay holding on to it. He's seeing the Skull Prophet and probably realizing we are playing some form of graveyard deck. Abzan was popular a little bit before, but Graveyard Hate kind of took it away for a while. Oh, there's the Nissa. I will gladly block a land if he wants to throw a land at me. Yep. It's everything that goes to our yard we don't really care about, because we can just bring it back with the ultimatum. Start off with Visionary, see what we're going to get. We're probably going to bring the Yorion to hand. Ooh, that answers our problem. Okay. Definitely a little bit of luck involved in this one. Then next turn we can threaten Yorion, blink, get the value. We have not yet seen an Uro out of our opponent, which is a little bit suspect, but it is what it is. Get rid of that. So basically, we either want to get maximum value out of the Yorion or maximum value out of the Eerie Interlude. And right now, it's not looking like Interlude is going to be the play. So we're perfectly happy taking some cards away with the Scavenging Ooze. Yeah, currently we'd only get back Charming Prince and Skull Prophet. It's not nearly good enough. With Eerie Interlude, it's best if you're getting 3 or 4 for 1 at least. Another Nissa. Okay. See if he wants to throw another land away. Nope. Very good possibility he has an Eliminate in hand. Okay. Really tempted to eat one of my own creatures here. Just to get it so I can actually attack through that Watery Grave. Ooh, Garruk is really good right now. So we can play the Garruk and kill the Nissa. Yeah, I think that's worth it. That puts him more than far enough behind that he thinks about just scooping. Yeah, without the ramp hitting early, Sultai is very vulnerable. And that is definitely the best way to beat them. He is going to have to use the Teferi to save this Nissa. Then that sets up so my Garruk dies, so let me rethink this here. He would have to have another removal spell. It's actually a hard choice because we do have a blocker, but he'd have to have another removal spell. Yeah, let's go in, all in, force the phasing. Thankfully, my Scavenging Ooze survives this. Because he didn't think about that? Okay. Mistakes were made. And we finally have it. He's going to be able to play it, though. That's what we get for not leaving the Overgrown Tomb up. So that's a mistake on my part. That's okay, though. Yep, and with that going, we're definitely going to Eerie Ultimatum here. Question is, do I run these into it first? That would be a no. Yeah, I think that one little mistake was enough to cause issues. Oh, but he's just going to scoop to that. Okay. I still think he was ahead that game, but he decided to scoop. So we're going to bring in some Agonizing Remorse. Thought Distortion is okay, but I don't know if we're going to actually want it. He's most likely going to be playing Thought Distortion against us. Eliminate's okay. Elspeth is real good. What do we want to get rid of? Good chance he's bringing in some kind of counter spells. Definitely take out the Omen. Want to keep in Treacherous Blessing. Kaya is still really good. Oath of Kaya is not nearly as good. Take out a Wolf Hollow. Take out a Birth. Don't think we're going to win the Nissa War in this game, so we're just going to take her out too. Even though there's an argument, Poly-K... Yeah, we want to keep a little bit of our consistency going here, so we're going to take out the Poly-K, and question is between the Archon and throwing the ramp back in. I think we're actually going to go for the Archon for another threat. We have enough enchantments in this deck that it will add up over time. It's really meant more for the aggro game, but flyers against what he is doing, pretty decent. Reason we didn't leave off with the Fabled Passage is we knew we were going to be able to play it on 4 regardless. Oh, interesting. Switching over into an aggro deck. Knew we were going to be able to play it on 4 regardless. Probably 1 in black, but we didn't know if we needed green or not, so taking the chance here. Interesting. Well, I'm glad I'm playing plenty of graveyard removal. It's definitely going a little bit more aggro on me. Let's go ahead and scry and look for some land. Oh, that is a nice little interaction there with Joriel. Sadly, we're not going to be able to Basilica Bellhaunt this turn, but we can go ahead and Oath of Kaya, because that is a problem that we need to get rid of. Nice thing is we don't really have to worry about Mystic Dispute nearly as much. Tamiyo is a card that I wish I could go into blue for this deck. Tamiyo would be very good with graveyard shenanigans going on here. Still not as good as Uro. Nothing's as good as Uro. Ooh, okay. Funny. I think we just play this out. Huh, okay. Yeah, I think that is the play. We force him to deal with that. Gets rid of his Tamiyo shenanigans, but at the same time, no, we can wait a turn. We are going to go ahead and just kill the Tamiyo. Quite possibly it pays to be patient there, but it's okay. I feel like we're in a pretty good position anyway. Crassus is definitely a very annoying card to deal with. The nice thing is I get this Garruk up for another turn. It's going to be very hard pressed to kill it. And now we have choices to make. So we're definitely going to zero that. An Extinction Vent wouldn't be terrible here because it gets rid of his land. Sure, he'd then follow up on the Nissa afterward. 6 mana to work with. We could set up slightly for next turn. Throw out the Ashiok, get rid of his yard. Throw out the Visionary. See what we draw off the Visionary first. Or we could just play the Yorion, blink, make more dudes. Huh. I actually think the Yorion is a great idea. No, we don't get to make more dudes at end step though. Yeah, let's see what we draw here. Birth of Meletus. Ooh, we hit an Uro. Really glad I did that. Yeah, that's a very solid 4 cards. Alright, I'll admit that was a really good Casualties of War right there. Definitely a card that I considered for this deck, but there are so many high casting cost cards here already anyway. Definitely going to trade and get rid of that forest. Hopefully he doesn't have an eliminate. Nope. Really nice thing is, if we ever get an ultimatum, we get a Garruk, both Kaya. Yeah, we get a lot of good things back. Get our green land back that we actually desperately need again. Oof. That hurts. Yeah, this is definitely a different version of the Sultai deck than we've been seeing going around. A little bit more control heavy, a lot less reliant on the ramp, it looks like. Yep, Ashiok is dying. Don't have a lot of good choices here. So we're just going to go ahead and hit that. Thin out the deck a little bit more, get the last planes. Oh, just kidding. Already got the last planes. That's fine. We're going to get another blocker out of it, which is part of the reason we did that. Now with an Uro, depending on what we draw next, this just might kind of be game. We do have an out in the form of Ugin. One nice thing is we still are at 21 life. In 2 turns we'll be at 23. And until the Uro can attack, he doesn't have any good attackers. Well, still not great though, because I can just block those. Alright, give me just a sec here. Okay, so Triumph does go a ways in us being able to actually cast things, but I think we need to find something else right now. So we're going to go ahead and cycle that away. Okay. Eerie Ultimatum is taunting us. That's okay, though. Gonna give this maybe 2 more draws before we pick it up. So it would be possible to just hit runner, forest. So if we do that, we get back a yard full of goodness. There are 1, 2, 3 green sources in there already. Let's see, there's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 left in the deck, at least. 13 actually. Always forget about. Oh no, even more. There's another 4 temples. So there's 17 green sources left out of 57 cards. Joriel is going to make things massive, unfortunately. But ironically, if you use the Joriel, the Uro would die. Is it worth it to do this to just get rid of the Uro? I think this is. He is going to be able to replay it, unfortunately. Nice thing is, I'm just dying though. Oh yeah, I was not taking into account counters because I'm good like that. Okay, let's see how things go for this next one. Since we were playing against a little bit more control heavy, we're gonna go ahead and bring in that Thought Distortion. We're going to get rid of a Birth of Meletis. Do we need anything else? Eliminate does kill a lot of what he's playing with. And we could just play the Nissa game against him, yeah. So ideally, if we hit a turn 4 Nissa against him, then we're in pretty good shape. Yeah, this hand's fine. Kaya is really good. It's tempting to keep the Yorion, go 3-4. But non-targeted hand disruption actually is not the best against this deck. Okay, 4 mana to work with. Sadly, it's not going to work with Belhaunt, though. Tempted to throw down the Kaya, but I think we're going to hold off on that. Instead, yep, that is fine. Well, now we know what we're playing toward. Throw that out, get rid of that, force him to attack in. Yeah, that's okay. He's probably just going to play a Nissa on us, though. But it is what it is. We lose some of these games just to Nissas regardless of what we do. Just because Nissa is such a good card. Next turn we can choose to Ugin, which is really nice. Force him to respond to that. Yeah, I think we're A-okay with the Ugin here. Hopefully he doesn't have counterspell. Oh, he does. Okay. Didn't see that at all last game, so wasn't sure if he was going to bring him in. Looks like we're probably going to be losing this one. Sultai is a hard matchup no matter what deck you're playing. Mardu Winota can definitely be fast enough. Mono Red can definitely be fast enough, but outside those two decks, it just outgrinds better than just about anything. Between the Uros and all the Krasis and Nissa, and I mean, those are probably the best 3 cards in Standard, so deck's playing all 3 of them. Pretty darn good. Yep, casualties really hurts. next time if I play against this style that's a little bit more aggro with the Jorials and some of these smaller creatures. Definitely bring in the Cry the Carnariums. And that is most likely going to do it. Yep, that is a good game. Quickly want to check the deck and see. Yeah, no, we're not running those. Checking really quick to see if I throw any extinction events in, and I did not. So generally, you don't want to be exiling your own creatures. You want them to die so you can ultimate them back, but sometimes you don't have a choice. Ugh, this hand is not good, but we won't be too picky about it. And looks like it's Sultai again. Hopefully we'll have a little bit better luck this time around. Yeah, we're gonna keep it for the time being. Guaranteed ramp, we'll take it. Thought Erasure, okay. The Poly K is an interesting card. It's definitely more a, hey, you're gonna be milling yourself. You can play this if you need a big threat. The fight does come in handy. Okay, glad I kept the Wolf Hollow now. Because actually an early turn 3 Poly K could go a long ways. But nope, it's going. My opponent, King Leovold, could hear me say that. We're just going to actually hit the opponent in the face here. That way if we decide to Yorion next turn for some reason. Just if we have nothing better to do. We're definitely going to be taking that Nissa though. And then probably Yorion in the next turn take the follow-up. Liliana is tempting, but not quite yet. We're going to definitely hold off on that one. A little bit surprised he played out the Nissa knowing that I had the Elspeth Conqueror's Death in hand. He probably has another follow-up. Or possibly playing 6 mana and playing Casualties. Casualties would definitely hurt right now. Yep. Taking me off the second white is very painful there. That guarantees it. Yeah, we're going for the guarantee. It's going to be a turn slow, but we'll take it. Yep, there's another Nissa. We need that. We need another black land. We're gonna get a large Crassus. Yep, of course that's the last card. What else would it be? What else would it be? And I remember when Crassus were like 35 bucks a piece in paper. So if we played that, that would happen, but that wouldn't do much of anything. We pretty much have to play the Siorian, throw it in front of the Crassus. We're still probably going to die, though. Yeah, that Casualties of War when it happened was very painful. Assuming he didn't draw a removal spell in that last, like, 7 cards they drew, we might be alive for a turn, but probably not. There you go. So this is a little bit more traditional Sultai, so there's a good chance that he's bringing in more counter spells. Yeah, I still don't like the Nissa for this matchup. It's a bit better on the play, definitely, but it's definitely difficult to outgrind the grindiest deck in the format. And that is definitely a reason to be playing Mono Red or Mardu right now. That's actually just fine to go into. Certain matchups, the Vraska is actually really good. Other matchups, it's not nearly as good. The fact that it can only hit permanents that are CMC 3 or less definitely is a downside for it. Let's not take damage here. Jeez. We're just being eaten apart by thought erasures. Hopefully he's going to miss a land drop, though. Nope. Alright, on the plus side, our opponent has no gas at the current moment. Give him all of 1 turn, though. Definitely don't need that at this point. We're going to go ahead and attack him with Charming Prince and then Yorion. Just because Yorion will definitely give us a little bit of card advantage here. Well, I'm glad that stacked that properly. Do we want either of those? No, not really. I think we have him this game. Yep. It's with having the follow-up oath of Kaya next turn. Yep. We just had more gas than he did, and the 1 agonizing remorse was really well timed. Okay, we are playing on the draw. I think there's something to be said for bringing in the birth or the Omen of the Sun, just because it creates a little bit of aggro. No, we're just gonna keep it as is. Alright, this hand is definitely slow, but it has an answer, so we are going to go ahead and keep it. And hopefully not drawn to too many more land, or extra of the Kayas. We definitely could be playing a little bit looser with the mulligans, taking them a little bit more often, but that's fine. I tend to play a little bit safer. Would rather hinge on having lands as opposed to having to draw into them. With the exception if I'm playing like a mono blue or blue red Phoenix or something along those lines. Then I don't mind playing the draw game. So those decks have so many more opt and things like that to get you out of it. Alright, 2 Uros so far. We really want to start seeing some of our graveyard hate. Might be worth it to run a second Ashiok. Okay, let's cultivate. Charming Prince, followed up with... Yeah, we're gonna scry, see what's up. Treacherous Blessing is just fine for next turn. I think we play that because we need to have the Mythos up. So there's a good chance he goes land Nissa, and we really want to take care of that Nissa. Then on the next turn, he's going to attempt to one of those Uros. Oh, okay. Didn't do anything, that's fine. He's probably holding up a counterspell of some sort. So instead of playing into the counterspell game, we're just going to go ahead and move this Yorion here. So we really want this Treacherous Blessing to land. Yeah, I think that's fair. Try and draw out a counterspell. As if not. Okay. We could be playing a little bit scared right now, but if we are, that's not the end of the world. Just trying to eke out counter or a little bit of card advantage as we can. Yep, there's counterspell. Let's see if he has second counterspell. Okay, he didn't. That's actually exactly the kind of thing we're looking for. Ooh, and then that happens. Well, thankfully we can Yorion. But still, that is very, very harsh. Get the attacks in first. Just lets us refill our hand. And we are just going to go ahead and do that so we get an extra card at the end of his turn. Alright, we're in pretty good position here. We can Yorion again next turn if we need to. Okay, now we have plenty of options going on here. Tempting to play out the Garrick. Yeah, I think we just play out the Garrick because he doesn't have a whole lot else going on right now. Cultivating the last two land out. No, we're going to go ahead and play the Prophet. Yes, it hurts a little bit, but that's okay. So our friend Nissa is back. It's unfortunate. It's okay though, because we're probably going to play another Yorion again next turn. That's interesting. Throwing away land. Okay, so we have 5, 9, 10 possible mana. I think we just keep it at 9, play the Bellhaunt. Even though he doesn't discard anything there. We could go get another Plains, but we don't really need to. Really tempting to play the Plains and Cultivate and just thin. Yeah, actually, gonna still just Bellhaunt, gain some life. Play that out so we can kill the Nissa. Yep, that does it. Okay, so we are 1-1 against Sultai right now. Let's play one more match with this deck and see if we get paired against Sultai for a third time. See if we can do a stream where literally every single game is against Sultai. See how that goes. Yeah, I still don't understand how Nissa has survived her whole standard life and not gotten a ban. So many cards have been banned around her, but Nissa really, really needs the ban. And you can argue very much that Uro is also a major problem. Thought it was going to be not nearly as much of an issue with Growth Spiral out, but Uro is still the problem to begin with. I mean, I like the hand, but that would be the greediest keep. This, on the other hand, is just fine. Chuck that Temple Garden. We have turn 2, turn 3, possibly turn 4 plays, so we're happy. And we're playing against Mono Red. Yay. Give him that hello. So we get Birth of Meletis next turn, which actually really helps. So jealous, so jealous. Wish I'd been playing during that time period. There is something to be said about playing the Wolf Hollow there, so we can then into Vraska, but the Vraska dies right away regardless. Oh, surprised he's not spending the turn to pump the Knight. Get the extra counter. Oh, drill that. Okay. That's vaguely annoying. Haven't seen that card played a whole lot. Okay, and he didn't follow up. Sweet. So we get a blocker. The Vraska is not on, but that's fine. We're going to Othakaya down this Knight of the Even Legion. I think we're at more than high enough life total that he's going to have a hard time on us. Does get to attack through for 4 though with this Black Lance if he wants to attack. Yep. That's just fine though, because we get to deal with that next turn. Ooh, spawn. Okay. That is another problem entirely. Yeah, we still need to play the Vraska though. The nice thing, we get rid of this here. He has to attack it with the spawn, and we get 2 life off the Othakaya. And the spawn doesn't get to grow quite yet. Thing is, I don't know if we're gonna have time. If we play the Treacherous Blessing, that's gonna hurt us a little bit. Ooh, he's not even going after the Vraska. Okay. That is interesting. Alright, so how does he kill me next turn? He could have Burn. Haven't seen any evidence, but there's a good chance. This becomes a 5/6 plus 1 other damage somewhere else. I think we have to play the Treacherous and hope to draw into something. We gain a life off the Vraska. Okay, that's a start. So we're not just dead, which is nice. We're sacrificing that and not the Treacherous Blessing. Okay, so spawn doesn't get to grow quite yet. So you have a Bone Crusher for me? Nope, Drill Bit. Oh, that takes care of the Liliana, unfortunately. That's fine. We're gonna Vraska away this Treacherous Blessing so we don't just die from it. Ugh. Alright, we are in hope and a prayer kind of territory here. Well, that is not what we were looking for. But are we just dead? Pretty darn close. Yep. That is a good game. We got hit by the drill bit. Okay, so what do we want in this one? I think we're okay taking the early interaction. Don't think we need the Cry of the Carnarium. Tolsimir and the Knight are really good. Elspeth Conquers Death, while I like it, is too slow. Get rid of the Nissa again. Yet again, argument for there being no Nissa in this deck. Let's get rid of the Ugin because it's too slow. Ultimatum's also too slow. Scooz is great when we see it. Kaya, no, Kaya does hit several things. Woman of the Sun is just fine. 2 cards, I think we are going to hit those Elspeths. The main thing that those would be getting rid of would be the Mayhem Devils and possibly... Why can't I think of it right now? Stupid mythic enchantment that just kills you on the spot. I think we're good with that. Do we need cries? Yeah, let's take some cries too. I don't know why my mind is blanking on the name of that card right now. Everyone knows it. Everyone's been killed by it many times. Embercleave. Very powerful card. Probably one of the best equipment that has been made since they started making equipment. It's definitely very niche. It's only meant for a certain type of deck, but those type of decks, it's really, really good in. Oh, we will go ahead and keep that Tolsimir. So this is actually really good against if they go full on aggro again. We are going to wait on the Charming Prince. So now we're going to play the Prince. We have a little bit more information for what we want to scry for. That's perfect, but we're going to need to find that second black mana still. Especially need to do it before these Knights grow out. If he pumps the other one, that's fine. If he pumps this one, he's basically just taking a turn to kill that. Main thing, we want to make sure we're getting to 5 mana here because Tolsimir is going to come in really handy. So our main goal against decks like this is definitely just stall. Another drill beds. And he took Tolsimir. Okay. Well, that is probably going to be the writing on the wall for this one. Did make an early mistake there. Probably should have played the Triome tapped on that second turn. Or that first turn. Second turn.
upon a time we were both happy. Everything was fine, then suddenly it leaves. I was left behind, broken in pieces. Then you'd reappear. Sometimes we all feel a little afraid. We don't put our emotions on display.
Right. We drew land. That was much needed. Stabilizes us a little bit, but still not quite enough. Not feeling good about this at all. Okay, that's pretty good. That gets rid of one problem. The only problem is I am way low on life. So just about anything that he does besides draw land is kind of spooky. But we shall see where this lands us.
Try to toe the line, make you wanna stay. Asking myself why you keep going away. Don't want more goodbyes, so I gotta say that although
Too much haste in that deck. On the plus side, he's taking plenty of damage from the Castle Lochthwain. Good game, he says. Oh, okay. Well, Cry the Carnariums did not line up that last game. I know ideally you want to be playing them on the draw, but I don't know if our mana base is going to cooperate with us on that one. I need to do a little bit of rethinking on it. And as we saw, the spawns are definitely an issue. So we'll just bring in a couple answers to them. Ooh, this hand is slow, but we have an eliminate to hit early, so that's really good. And our opponent is mulling to 5, so basically if he doesn't attack and hit us with the drill bit next turn, then I think we're okay. If he does, it's going to be a little bit more of a uphill battle. Duress always works too. Taking the eliminate, as he should. It looks like he kept a one-lander with a little bit of interaction. Ooh, Scooz is really good. Don't really have much in the way to eat yet, but that's just fine. Not exactly sure what he's doing here. Ah, Black Lance Paragon. That makes sense. Kind of an odd trade to me, but, you know, is what it is. Frasco was definitely a good pickup right there. Yeah, this is not a great game to judge this by because our opponent had mulligan so heavily. Definitely been having mana issues the entire time. Is not the way to be. Okay. Black Lance will get rid of the Vraska, which is vaguely annoying, but... that would be the scoop. Yeah, he can't deal with the Scoos getting big and gaining me some life. Well, not really how I want to go out with that, but that's fine. We're going to switch up decks. Reset our counters really quick. Hopefully the server works out. Alright, our next deck that we're going over to is a little bit more control. We're going to be hitting up a little Grixis list here. Pull out this just really quick. So yeah, this is pretty stock standard Grixis. Big threats. Of course you have the Sharknadoes. This one's playing some Croxas in the main. Pretty good at fighting the Uros in their own weird way. And then sideboard here, just a lot of interaction. I've been really liking Niv Mizzet lately, so I've been playing more Nivs in my sideboards. I think Niv Mizzet is in a very good place in the meta again. This hand is pretty much what we like to see. Early draw, early interaction, a little bit of counterspell. Yeah, we'll go ahead and keep that. And we have Teamer. So the question is, do we want to Frantic into trying to get the Narset next turn, or do we want to Croxa this turn? I think we want to Frantic into Narset, because Narset could be more effective, especially if this is... Okay, so this Teamer Adventures. Or we can just not draw land and Thought Erasure instead. That works too. Want to make sure we get him off the Clover if he has it, because the Clover is just deadly. Ooh, yeah, draw 2 cards next turn? Yeah, that's worth it. Not really the best, but we're definitely hurting for the land. So we're definitely going to take our beats here, take 6. But then next turn we can eliminate the Lovestruck Beast. Ooh. So we're definitely going to be killing off both these. He's the Edge Keeper, or the Innkeeper is how he gets back into this. Oh, except for we didn't draw untap land. Deck is not wanting to cooperate right now. So the question is, do we take the beats? Or do we let him play? Yeah, I'm gonna take the beats most likely. Raise and Borrower. Well, that is a problem. Definitely changes the math on the timing quite a bit there. he's going to be able to beanstalk next turn, which is not good for us. At least we found an answer for the beanstalk. Okay. Beanstalk, and he gets to draw a card. He hits me for 4. Yeah, we have to get rid of this edge wall because he can't have the card advantage from it. That's why I'm only taking 3. The scary thing here is he does have plenty of Bone Crushers. And all he needs is a Bone Crusher and... Oh, Fae of Wishes. Okay. Negate is pretty darn good. And we'll do it. Yeah, we have plenty of answers, just stumbled on mana pretty hard. That is the way of it sometimes. Okay, now we get to be really controlling. Not the Thought Distortion matchup. Probably not the Elder Spell matchup, so we can go ahead and take that one out. Rampages aren't great because he's going to be making way too many tokens. Go ahead and take out Teferi. Still need 7 more cards gone. That's a lot of cards. Bone Crushers are good. We can bring in the Cries because that keeps him off a lot of stuff. We basically have to kill those Adventurers, or the Innkeepers. I think we're just going to go ahead and get rid of all that stuff. Let's go ahead and try it like that. Yeah, with Reclamation gone, Temur is definitely a much better deck than it was before. Really tempted to get that, but no, we need to draw out, find land. Alright, so this matchup, we are definitely having mana issues. That is the way of it sometimes, though. Variance is key. Negates are actually really good in this matchup because they tend to adventure first. That is just fine. Nice thing is our hand can deal with most anything they try and do early. And we are definitely going to say no to the Nissa. And we might just, while we are trying to come back on land here, 1-for-1 him for a while. Get rid of the major threats. Fae of Wishes. We'll go ahead and say no to that. Okay, land is definitely what we want to see. If we can stick a Shark Typhoon, that's also very good in this matchup. Honestly, the main thing I'm worried about my opponent having are 4-leaf clovers, or lucky clovers. It's the main reasons the negates come in. Just because Lucky Clover hurts us so badly. Okay, so it's really tempting to throw a Mystical Dispute at that. In fact, I think I am, just to get the most out of it. It leaves him to be able to do whatever he wants on his turn, but it's basically a 2-for-1. Sad that we didn't get the land for that, so we're going to go ahead, bash him in the face. The only downside is Teamer does have a lot of things that can really draw into that get it back from behind very quickly. Definitely be more than happy to draw 2 cards. Just in case. Honestly, don't think that there's anything that this Mystical Dispute can counter right now, but that is fine. So he's about to have himself a large giant. That's okay, though. Alrighty. We are going for the Nicol Bolas play, I guess. I think at this point our opponent is too far behind. Okay, how do we want to play this? Playing from behind. I really am scared by Lucky Clovers, so we're going to bring those back in. Take the disputes out. He knows we have them now, so he's going to be a little bit more afraid of them. We basically just want him to think that we have it. So I'll force him to play around it. The old thing with, Force Spike, you usually sideboard them out because people will know that you have them afterward and play around it. Slow them down by a turn. Okay. Times like this, I wish I had a couple shocks. On the plus side, he's playing a tap land, so that means we can nab a Clover if he has it. Or in this case, we need to nab the Beanstalk. Really tempting. Is he going to play the Brazen Borrower? Yes, he is. Okay. We're just going to kill the Innkeeper now. As I said, outside of Lucky Clover, Innkeeper is probably the best thing against me in this deck. Speak of the devil. Okay, that wasn't a terrible draw. Got to decide what we want to do here. If we play the Narset, we force him to attack it. He's most likely going to Brazen Borrower for 2 things. Or not Brazen Borrower, Fae of Wishes for 2 things. We could Narset and just hold it up. Or we can just play a tap land and play the Bone Crusher. Alright, so I think here we have choices to make. We have to decide, do we want to play the Bolus out, get rid of the Brazen Borrower, but then the Bolus is going to die? Do we want to Cry the Carnarium? So whatever we're doing, he has counterspells now. So I think we're going to Cry and attack for 2. Cleans up the board nicely. Turns off the Lovestruck Beast being a problem. That's why we guarantee 2 damage also. Our opponent unfortunately has a lot of choices now that they have what they have in hand. Ooh, that was a very good draw. So we're gonna Narset. He's gonna try and counter it most likely. No, he didn't. Okay. Eliminate's pretty good here too. No attacks on this one. We do want to go get a red mana. That way in case we hit a Nib Mizzet. It's gonna Bone Crusher end of turn. Okay. Well, that allows us to eliminate at least. This game we might have to try to take this Bone Crusher all the way. Resolve that. He's most likely going to try to copy it. Nope. Interesting. Does he have another end of turn Bone Crusher or something? Nope. Okay. Very surprised he didn't try to expansion explosion that. This is fine. I think, yes. With the Lucky Clover, there's not a whole lot we can do about that. Otherwise, we would actually try to counter it right there. Try and bait out a counterspell. It's his problem. He still has to actually play something to kill this giant. We do have a nice answer also to the giant that he plays. Brazen Borrower. Alright, is this worth trying to get rid of a counterspell? Nope. Gonna let that hit and play during his turn. It's gonna be a very close game. So we're gonna try and drain him of resources on this turn if he tries to play anything. Oh. That's an interesting little graphic hitch up. Trying to think of the best way to bait him into this. Yeah, I think we just have to remain patient here. Expansion for 2. 2 mana up. Force that out of it, doesn't really matter. That was a good match. Could have gone either way. As I said, though, the Lucky Clover is definitely a threat. I guess that is an argument for keeping the Angrath's Rampage in. Because it can get rid of an artifact. I always forget about that mode on the card, just because it's so rarely used. Main thing is it's usually sniping planeswalkers. Great Nissa killer. This hand is fine. Okay, so we're getting the rematch. There's the early Clover. So now we have to say to ourselves, what's going to hurt more? A double Beanstalk Giant happening, or him drawing one card off the Edgekeeper? Or the Innkeeper? I keep saying Edgekeeper. We are definitely... Well, unfortunately, actually, our mana doesn't line up currently to use the Angrath, so we're just going to have to get rid of the Innkeeper. Probably get double Beanstalk Giant, which sucks. Should have played that the other way around and played the Fabled Passage first. Would have fixed the problem. Or he's just going to have no land. That works too. Okay, we're going to hope to fade a land for one more turn, even though he's probably going to get it. There we go. And double Beanstalk. Oh, no double Beanstalk. Okay. Thinking long and hard on that one. Good chance that he has a Brazen Borrower in hand, I guess. Or possibly there's could be mainboard Mystical Disputes. Extinction Event, we'll get rid of that for now. Sometimes that card's really good, sometimes it is straight up garbage. Super happy that is gone. And we're good just drawing land for a couple turns here. He has a Brazen or a Bone Crusher in hand. If I were to play the Narset and then him Brazen Borrower, that would not be great. So we're fine just taking it slow. Fae of Wishes. We'll go ahead and counter that. He's taking a full turn to play it. Next turn we get dropped Shark Typhoon. And profit from there. Still can't believe they actually made this card. I mean, it's such a meme. Who doesn't love a random Sharknado? Okay, okay. Touche, that was a good tempo play, sir. Should have known that was coming. Oof. The big 0 for 4 on the Narset, that feels bad. Well, that's terrifying. Plus side, I get to kill one of his land. Maybe he won't send the 1/1 at me, or at Nissa. Perfect. Sometimes small miracles do happen. Thought Erasure is pretty darn good right here. And now that I know my opponent is playing Nissa, we can definitely keep in... Ooh, Escape to the Wilds is really good. Sure, we'll keep another Shark Typhoon. But yeah, now that I know my opponent is playing Nissa, I can keep in the Elder Spell as a one-of. It's kind of more of a combo piece with the Nicol Bolas, but it really kills Nissas very nicely. Yep, go after that Narset. Okay, so the problem is if we cycle that, he just gets to bounce and attack, so I think we're just going to double Bone Crusher. If he attacks me, I attack back. Okay. I know he's going to end up bouncing this, but that's fine. Not a whole lot else we can do. It's better than having to bounce a token made from it. And he's so constrained on mana that he can't really double spell very well anyway. Why did you not play that first? Okay, our opponent is making very questionable choices. That hurts right now. Definitely a way for him to crawl back into this. Nice thing is, though, we are going to get double Shark Typhoon, which is kind of insane. Okay, so does he actually have any cards in hand? I don't believe he does. But I kind of want to shoot this off just so I can get top deck manipulation and two creatures here. So I think at this point we just have to try and run these two Shark Typhoons. Hope we can come out ahead that way. This is going to be a big turn for him, though. He can definitely catch up in this turn. We just want to start drawing anything but land. Mm-hmm. Interesting use of those this turn. Alright, that is exactly what we wanted to draw. Ooh. That is just straight fire. Well, we might have just found a way to end this game pretty much. Yeah, we are definitely more afraid of what we can't see than what we can see. Sure. I'll ionize that. Pretty much guarantees he's dead. Alrighty. We're gonna play things a little bit differently this time. Get rid of the extinction events. They have not been doing much. Tempted to keep in a counter spell, or the other spell because the Nissa, but we did bring in the grasps. Yeah, we're gonna bring in Thought Distortion. Play it that way. Playing enough cards that makes it worth it. Because even if he gets only 2 or 3, still pretty big play. Alright, so this is going to be hard against a really aggressive draw. Early Lovestruck Beast, but I think we're going to keep it. So it gives us a bit more of a chance if he doesn't just turn to Clover. But if he... Yeah, so we need to grab blue land. Actually, let's grab a red land. We have more of a chance of getting blue, and if we have a Niv Mizzet in hand, we'll eventually try and get to it. But assuming he doesn't Clover here, if he Clovers here, we're going to be in trouble. Okay, I feel much better about that. So if he went straight into Clover, being able to double spell his adventures, then we have a major issue. It's actually a very good sign. So if he's digging like that. So, I think we're going to Kroxa and hold up the negate. So we just want to take him off of resources. No Nissa this turn? Okay. Another Fae? Yeah, that's fine. I have counter spells for days. Sadly, we're not going to be able to play the Niv Mizzet on curve with what we have mana-wise. Tempting to play that Watery Grave, but I want to be able to keep up double spell just in case. Because if he can Nissa and Mystical Dispute, then I'm in trouble. Bone Crusher. Yeah, this takes him off because then he can't draw an extra card also. And we might as well do that. That gets us on enough cards to be able to bring back this Croxa. So we're actually in very good shape here. Yes, we have double black, double red. Escape our friend. Make him sad. Now we're just hoping our opponent doesn't draw it into the wilds, because that's the thing that gets him back into this. Brazen Borrower, okay. Surprised he didn't borrow the Croxa back to my hand. Love Struck, okay. That's fine, we get to play Niv Mizzet next turn. Ooh. It's tempting to just get rid of that, but we're going to try and make him find an answer. So this Niv Mizzet's just going to rip up his board. There we go. Now we can just go to town. Oops. That was a mistake on my part. It's fine. Not coming back to haunt us. Okay, so this time around we are 1-1 against Teamer Adventure. First time around we were 1-1 against Simic. Or Sultai. Let's get one more game in here and then switch off deck list again. Yeah, so I've been having fun. The standard ladder is really good again. It's true it is mostly Sultai, but there are a lot of different decks running around. A lot of people are experimenting, especially up in Mythic. Yeah, it's good times. It's so much better than it was before. As much as I love Teferi, I'm very happy Teferi is gone. Alright, let's see what our opponent is on this game. Yeah, this hand's fine. We're playing blue-black control, but yeah, it's fine. We just need to draw into land pretty badly. I was just about to say, if we draw land, we'll be okay this game. If we don't, we'll have trouble. It's tempting to throw out the Thought Erasures, that is. I'm just going to hold it back. Okay. See if this black-red again, or if it's just mono-black. My guess is mono-black. Ooh, that was the wrong target for that, buddy. I know he gets the additional 2 damage in here, but that's fine with me. That is spicy. And I'm feeling this can be a game where the Teferi comes into play. Yeah, that's fine. Come at me, bud. It's a matchup that's actually really hard for Mono Black because they just don't have ways to get rid of through all of my attrition. Keep that on top. Because at this point it's going to be really hard for him to come back. Wow, okay. He's just going to scoop to this most likely. I know he's technically not out of it, but that's just too far behind. Another Gutter Bones, okay. Thought Erasure, you don't really do anything right now. Yep, that is fine. If nothing else, we get to play a big old shark next turn. Murderous Rider, okay. Gonna get rid of this Ionize. Guarantee that we play the Shark Typhoon next turn. Because that's gonna be way too hard for him to battle through. What kind of land do we want? We have red, we have blue. We probably want another blue land. So it's okay. He gets to hit me for 5 this turn. It's not the end of the world. Or just play Midnight Reaper. Okay. Bone Crusher is very good in this situation. I think we are just going to play the Shark Typhoon. That just sets us up better for next turn. It gives us a blocker that he has to draw removal for. Even if he does remove it, that's fine. Yep. He gets to get back another Gutter Bones this turn. Not the end of the world. Whereas now we are just absolutely set up. That was a bad choice. Alrighty. Not bringing in a ton here, but it's enough. Crooks is not great, but it's better than the Elder Spell. Narset is tempting to bring in just to force them to kill it. Yeah, we can go down and Ionize. It's good to have some amount of counterspell, but don't really need it. It's almost more tempting to bring in the negates for the riders. Yeah, this hand is just fine. It has Cry of Carnarium going on for it, so go ahead and keep that. Get that Niv-Mizzet out of here, it's too slow. Oh, that's vaguely annoying. Wow, I just realized our opponent mulliganed so many cards. Kind of feel bad for him. He's drawing the exact wrong half of his deck when he's hitting the mulligan so hard. We'll skip on the Ionize. I'd rather look for actual answers. We're going to be able to Croxa soon. Next turn, actually. We'll get rid of this inventory, which is kind of annoying, but... well, that fixes that problem, I guess. We are going to go ahead and grab a red land in this case. Double red, double black. Yep. There's no reason not to do this now. Yes, he could possibly get something to target it, but that's fine. Question is, do we Croxa? No, we want to draw 3. We're greedy. That sets us up. We got removal. Basically, we land the Shark Typhoon or the Nicol Bolas, and it sticks around for more than a turn. We're pretty good. Probably 80% to win at that point. Yep, that's fine. If that's all you're doing, I have no problems. Follow up Gutter Bones, which will get Bone Crushered. We get Shark Typhoon. Extinction Event's pretty good right there. Yeah, I just have too much removal that the aggro decks are going to have a hard time. Rankle. It's vaguely annoying. We shall discard. Okay, I'm incredibly confused by why he chose to sacrifice a creature. That must have been a misclick. Yep. That had to have been a misclick. That's the only thing I can think of. Alright, so far we are on a 2-1 clip, so we're winning at about 60% rate across both decks. Let's go ahead and go over really quick while I get this other deck ready. Servers have been having an issue today, that is for sure. Because I've been getting a lot of the waiting for the server screen. If you like what you're seeing today, feel free to throw that follow, throw that subscribe. You can also find my videos over on YouTube at MTG 2020. Alrighty, we are going to go to our third and final deck here. Let's go ahead and bring this up. We are going to be hitting up some Phoenix. This deck has been the deck that has performed really, really well for me. It got me through that last little bit of climb to Mythic. Have been playing around with it quite a bit and working on it. Sideboard, it switches over into a very heavy control deck. Yeah, it's very good against certain decks in the meta right now. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get rid of that deck list. Bring up the other. We have reset our wins and losses. Let's play this last couple matches with Phoenix here. There's certain games where the Phoenix deck also just feels incredibly explosive too. And there can be things that just feel unfair. Being able to finale a promise into the see-through time or whatever, they see the truth just feels unfair. Yeah, we'll go ahead and keep that. It's not the best hand, but is what it is. We are playing against a control deck of some sort. Okay. Good chance it is straight up black-white. Okay. Which means he's going to be hitting my hand pretty hard with discard, most likely. There's an argument to hold on to that chalk to play the Stormwing a little bit sooner, but we're going to try and put pressure on him because we don't want to let him get to the later game. And if we can find a see the truth and finale it, then that is a big, big game against this deck. Oh, that's an early blessing. Okay. So we're going to start off with Thrill. Don't really want to get rid of the Stormwing, but I want to keep the other Thrill up. So we're going to have to. Sadly, we didn't get any Arc Lights to start things off, so it's going to be a little bit slow. Yep, with Kaya. It's annoying, but it's not the end of the world. We get to play Stormwing next turn. Next thing is we don't have to worry about counter spells, so we can actually keep in our Cathartic Reunions post board. Cathartic Reunion becomes a liability post board a lot of times, because if they're playing any kind of counter spell, they're basically going to 3-for-1 you a lot of the time, which just feels absolutely horrible. Okay, we are on Abzan, so I wonder if this is actually pretty close to the deck I was playing before. Good chance. Yep. Alright, that's annoying that we have to get rid of the Stormwing. So knowing that he is on that deck instead changes how we're going to play this. Still very sadly not seeing quite what we're looking for. We are setting up a nice finale next turn, though. Probably going to have to end up discarding this Electromancer. Oh, he's taking my finale. Okay. I see how it is, Pigman. Yep, that is the card you take. That is 100% the card you take. Take the finale. If you don't take the finale, I'm going to be questioning a lot. Oh, wow. Okay, do you have another one? No? Okay. Just the Yorion? Buddy, buddy, buddy. Mistakes were made. Yeah, I think the Electromancer just goes here. That's fine. Finally, a Phoenix. Okay. So we're going to finally do that, Yep. So in this case, we are just going to go ahead and Thrill Possibility as my instant. See the Truth. That is fine on the auto tap. I've been having to really check my auto tapper lately because it's been screwing me over. This guarantees we get a Phoenix out. Ooh, that's nice and awkward, but if we can draw Cathartic, nope. Deck is just definitely not liking us today. So he gets to Yorion, he gets to redo the Oath, whatever. Fenlurker, okay. Sorry to say, buddy, I don't have a whole lot here. I know you want to get rid of two things, that's fine. Arclight Phoenix is gonna die. That's not the end of the world. That is not what we were looking for. So instead of playing a Phoenix out, we need to dig with the Castle Vantress. We really need Cathartic Reunion type effects. Not sending in the Yorion because he wants a blocker. That's fine. Poly K, okay. Yeah, if this deck becomes a thing again... What am I doing? There we go. If the Abzan Graveyard deck becomes a thing again, then there's definitely a call for the possibility of bringing in... Ooh, Finale Promise. That's perfect. It's definitely a good possibility for bringing in... I can't think of it right now. Bringing back in Grafdigger's Cages. Okay, so in this situation, we're going to go ahead and blitz the Yorion and play this Cathartic. This is actually about as perfect as it could get. You get to see the power of... Ooh, that Poly K is going to be a problem. Get to see the power of Finale. Oh, that Blitz is about the best card I could have drawn there. Cool. So now we get to play him out. We get to blitz the Poly K away, which is really helpful, and swing out for 9. Okay. Somehow we won that game. I'm not exactly sure how, but we found a way. Okay, so we definitely want to bring in some counter spells in this matchup. Not too many, though. Lava Coils are okay because it doesn't let him play that game. So we're going to try something like this, see what happens. Blitzes really came in handy there. Electromancers aren't the best. We actually want to take out the Arclights because he's probably going to target them. Take out the Thrills, take out... Yeah, I don't feel like the Electromancer's great. It does set up certain situations, though. Yeah, so we're kind of taking out part of the Storm kind of aspect of the deck. Flame Sweeps might not be terrible. Let's just trade a Phoenix if we were to play him again. Phoenixes are probably coming back in when we're on the play. But we're definitely switching over to a more controlling style for the second game. He's going to be trying to hit our hand pretty hard, so the Narsets are going to try and refill us. Yes, we will keep that. Unfortunately, he is probably going to have an Agonizing Remorse or something like that to rip the Niv-Mizzet. That's just what happens sometimes. Charming Prince, okay. We're fine with him starting off with that. Get the See the Truth out of our hand. Now the question is, do we want the Negate or the Narset? I think it's really tempting to take the Narset because he's probably going to strip the other one. And the Negate's better later in the game anyway. So we like having that option still available. Sadly, we don't get both of those, but beggars can't be choosers. Good chance he takes the other Narset. Okay, yeah, these things happen. Now we get to coil into Stormwing. Yeah, I'm okay with that. RFG type effects are really good against the Yorion decks. Ooh. We get a big Sprite Wing pretty quickly. Yeah, I'm okay with that. We can start going aggro here. What's going to really hurt is if he drops a Yorion on us this turn. Yep. Makes my last choice look a little bit worse. Yorion is just definitely a very good value engine. Okay, let's see what we get off of this. We know we're getting an Opt. Opt and Island. Yep, that is fine. We'll hold that off. I think we are just too far behind. He has too much card advantage. Burglar Rats. Okay, we are definitely discarding the shock. So our only real way we come back in this is to have the Niv Mizzet hit and survive for any amount of time. Three mana up, though, there's a good chance he has a Mortify. Charming Prince. Okay. That is painful. At least he's going to blink the Yorion, and things won't come back right away. They'll come back at the end of my turn. So I don't think he realizes that, necessarily. Yep. So what we were hoping for here is a red source. That is not a red source. That is not a red source either. Huh. Well, we're gonna finale. That's fine here. It's a lot better than it could be. We shall opt. We shall see the truth. Let's go ahead and opt first, see the truth, so we can see what we need to go finding. Narset, okay. Too bad the Treacherous is coming down beforehand. Yeah, we'll just keep playing this See the Truth game. We get to crash in with a really big Sprite Dragon. Lava Coil is just fine. You want to take 7? I know you're going to gain 3, but... question is, are you going to blink the Burglar Rat? He won't come back until the end of your turn? Or do you want to blink the Yorion again? Narset, you're too slow. Hi there, hun. Thanks for watching. Feel free to talk in the chat. Okay, so we want to go back. He didn't show anything to get rid of our graveyard stuff. So I think we want to go back to playing the Phoenixes. Narset's much better on the play. The negates are good, so we do want to keep them.
Don't wanna be the only fighter in this battle of the sand. I don't wanna be the lone survivor. Can we defend the land we conquered back in high command? I don't wanna be the only driver. Settle down today, we'll find a way to run towards what we have there. Take my hand.
Not the most aggressive, but we'll keep it. As I said, the Narset's really good here, and he's gone turn 3 Treacherous Blessing each game anyway. Alright, that's a little bit too early to get frisky with the Cathartic. Probably take the Stormwing. If he doesn't, he might take the Narset. Either way, that's what we're doing next turn, is either Narset or Stormwing. Okay. Yep. We get to opt and play the Stormwing. Good chance that he just has answers for it anyway. You're not going to hold on in the gate. It's too slow. We need land. Hopefully there's not another Oath of Kyle waiting for us here. Just playing Yorion. Okay. Let's see what we can get here. See the truth. Yeah, I think that seems fine. Hopefully draw land. Yep. Yep, the Phoenixes are mocking me today. That's fine, though. Fortunately, we have another one on the bottom. Thankfully, Cathartic is going to pull us out of this pretty quick. The Yorion is going to give him plenty of value here, though, so I definitely want to drop this Narset. Ooh, another blessing. Okay. It's a little bit scary. So if he ever hits the Yorion without the Narset on the board, that is pretty bad. Alright, we'll go ahead and start off with that. Discard Phoenix, discard an island. Wow, lots of land. Lots of land. Ooh. Instants or sorceries in particular, so unfortunately we are gonna wait off one turn here, play the Narset, just because we don't want him to be able to draw a million cards. That Finale's really good. Wow, okay. Surprised he just scooped there. See zero reason that he should have scooped there. So yes, Narset's gonna make it so he can't draw a million cards, but that's fine. He had a million cards in hand. Then I have to actually deal with the Yorion. Which thankfully I did have a way to do that, but still, he didn't know that. He wasn't anywhere close to being dead. He had a ton of life. I think that was more of a rage quit than anything else. Alright, so we gonna get a second Abzan game here? Follow up the way it's been going? 2 Sultai, something else? 2 Teamer, something else? Or are we gonna get 2 Abzan, something else? Oh, was that a Yorion? Yeah, that's a Yorion. Okay, it could be true. Ask and you shall receive. This hand is way too greedy to keep. I love having the Arclights and the Thrill, but we're not gonna do it. It's too dangerous. This hand's fine. Oh, maybe it's Bant Yorion. That'd be my guess. Or the Yorion could just be in there without the white. Watch it still be Sultai. Is he missing a land drop? Nope. Can only be so hopeful. Trade? Tradesies? Tradesies? No? No? You know you're thinking about it. Yes, there we go. And thank you for the trade. I'll go ahead and play that. Play another one of those. Ah, so Teamer. Cathartic's just fine here. Sadly, no Phoenixes, though. Get rid of those. Too many of those. So we get to Cathartic and Opt. Don't feel like that's quite good enough. So we're just going to hold up and scry. I'm not going to offer trade this time. Next turn, depending, we can do quite a bit of damage. Ooh, Genesis Ultimatum. That's kind of scary. Definitely bringing in counter spells for this matchup. Ooh, so we got elementals going on here. On the plus side, he's not drawing a card off each of these. So like one saving grace here. Yep. Let's go ahead and scry first. Make him think I have something. It's a little bit annoying. It makes this next turn quite a bit less explosive. Phoenix is just fine here. So, I'm gonna go ahead. We only get an opt and a cathartic, which is not the best, but we shall deal. Discard there, discard there. I mean, we're drawing 4 cards, so I can't really complain. And we get to do something like that next turn. We'll let that enter tapped. Nice thing is this is going to put him under pressure pretty quickly. Gonna block with the other one? Nope. Watch him cast another ultimatum. It's going to be exceedingly annoying when he actually Yorians. She probably will this turn. Unless he decides he wants to play out. Oh. It's a Eugene. Are you really going to hit 5 or less? No. Okay. Alrighty. Now we have to decide what to do here. Spirit Dragon, that's 2. We have to hit a land after that. Huh. Yeah, I don't think there's any coming back from this one. Genesis Ultimatum was a pretty big game. Yeah. That will do it on that one. Alright, what do we want to bring in? Counter spells. Anti-card draw. Things that kill his things. Unfortunately, the flame sweeps don't do much. Otherwise, I would try bringing those in. So we're just going to sideboard out the Phoenix package. So there's a good chance that since he's playing blue, he's playing things that are going to get rid of my cathartics and the like, and then we're just sad. Shout out to all my Animal Crossing players out there. I know who you are. I know you're watching. Keep enjoying that Animal Crossing. Everyone else is gonna be like, what the heck is he talking about? Okay. Dragon's pretty good. Another Niv Mizzet. Okay. Niv just wants to come out this game, apparently. I think we're actually going to grab another See the Truth. Lava Coil is just fine here. There's a good chance that this next turn he plays a... Oh, no, Risen Reef. I was thinking he might follow up with an Omnath, but that's fine. In this case, we are going to get this out of Omnath range. Lead off with this. Lava Coil. Next turn we are going to Finale of Promise again. Ooh, that's actually a hard choice. What else is in here? So we have a See the Truth, Lava Coil, another See the Truth, that. I think we're actually going to take Finale again. Burn that away. So we can't have him drawn cards. Next turn we get a Finale, burn something away, put 3 counters on the Sprite Dragon. Seems decent. If he's playing Ether Gust, that's something that we have to play around a little bit. Yep, Omnath is fine there. He is probably going to be able to Ether Gust me. But we have to go for it. No Gust, no Gust, please no Gust. Or Negate here is kind of annoying too. I think Gust is worse for us though. Okay, he didn't do it. Sweet. Or else he's waiting. Yep, there we go. We will decline to keep him. We want that land. And we didn't want 3 other land. Good times. That's okay. We get to stick a Niv Mizzet next turn. And force him to try and deal with that. Which I'm okay with. He's getting pretty close to a Genesis Ultimatum, though. He can do that in the next turn. Assuming he has one in hand. Ooh. He might not have one in hand. Okay. Yeah, we're going to play the Niv. Fortunately, we have to take some damage from this Omnath. Except for, actually, we cannot afford to take damage from the Omnath. So Niv is just going to jump in front of a bus here. Man, that sucks. Sorry, Niv, but we didn't want to just die to the Omnath trigger. Okay, so time to figure out how we survive. I think we have some combination of survival here. Start off with the Opt. Mystical Dispute is not going to do it. Shock. Okay, I think we found a way to stay alive. So we are going to go ahead and start by... Yeah. Shocking there. Blitzing there. Unfortunately, we aren't going to be able to do the other things, so we just have to keep this negate up. And deal with next turn is going to be a problem. Try to ultimate him. Cavalier. Ooh, okay. That's another problem all in and of itself. So we have to find a way to get this blitz up slightly bigger. Yeah. Don't think we have a way of surviving this. Niv out. Nope. Finale. So we need to blitz. We need to... Blitz and see the truth. Blitz first. Target there. See the truth. Yep, nope, we didn't do it. That is a GG. Alright, it looks like server is having fun again, so we're just going to wait here a sec. Get back to one last game. Hopefully keep our 2-1 streak going. Really, the great players in Magic only win at about a 65% clip. You know, that's slightly better than average. Most people are going to be somewhere in that 50 to 60% range. I would definitely consider myself an average player at probably around that 60% range. There are certain decks that I am better with. Control is no longer my forte. It used to be a lot better when I was younger. But I've kind of gone over to more of a tempo play myself. Alright, looks like we are back. Yeah, we can keep this. It's pretty bad, but we'll keep it. We'll just be aggressive with the Cathartic. Ah, more Teamer. Okay. So apparently Teamer is the thing today. Pretty much to be expected. Okay, we're going to set up for next turn. It's probably going to end up being a little bit fast, but he is shocking himself, which is really helpful. He's done 4 damage to himself. If he does another 2 to 4. Okay, he's learned. Learned his lesson. Probably has a Brazen Borrower in hand this time. Yeah, we're just gonna throw out another Stormway. Borrower, or do we have another Bone Crusher? Borrower, okay. That's fine. Sprite Dragons at least come back with some haste. Perfectly happy seeing that because it takes care of most of what he's doing right now. Okay. Let's see what he goes and gets. Storm's Wrath is vaguely annoying. That lets us not really play anything out this turn. But we'll force him to use it. That's fine. Takes his whole turn. He's going to get hit in the face by 2 Sprite Dragons next turn. Or he's just going to Beanstalk. Okay. So let's see. We got 3, 4, 5, 6 damage possibly next turn. If we draw 1 more blue mana, we might actually have him. See the truth. Okay. We're just going to keep playing this slow. If we get in 4 damage this turn, that's perfectly fine. Yep. There's a good chance that he's dead on the next turn. If he Storm Wraths here, it's going to take up most of his turn. That's fine with me. Yep. So these Sprite Dragons are going to come over for a beating. Fae of Wishes. Do we want to attempt to deal with the Fae now? No. Gonna hope to draw blue land still. There we go, that is perfect. Play out the dragon. Play out the Electromancer. Okay. Yep, we're gonna put him under some pressure. Basically needs another sweeper. So with this other Blitz of the Thunder Raptor and with an Arclight in hand. Oh yeah, he's dead. He can Bone Crusher something. It's not gonna do enough. He can possibly Bone Crusher Brazen Borrower if he has another land. But he can't take damage from a shock land. As I said, just like 6 damage from the shocks. Sometimes that's all it takes. Yep, that is game. Okay, so negates come in. We're going to go Narsets again. We're going to go Lava Quells. We're going to go Flame Sweep. We're going to go Niv-Mizzet. We're going to go Ral. Basically, a lot of this game we want to be trying to 2-for-1 him if possible. We're still scared of Lucky Clover. That is still definitely a major issue. And this is when we're getting rid of pretty much the entire Phoenix package. Deck really does transform. We just can't afford to be hit with counter spells. Ooh, this hand is not great, but could be worse, so we're going to keep it. And it just got slightly worse. Wow, okay. Only playing 20 land in this deck, so there's not a ton. Sometimes you just find it all, though. Early Lucky Clover is going to be a problem. Definitely take the Niv-Mizzet there. Niv is big game against this deck. Okay, Mystical Dispute is pretty good pickup. Gets worse as the game goes on, though, that is for sure. Especially with the Lucky Clover out, we need to make sure that we are countering the first adventure as opposed to the second one. Fae of Wishes, yep. But he's still going to get a copy here. Mainly, I'm just happy to have the Fae gone. Next turn, we play the Stormwing, and then we play the Niv-Mizzet. He's probably going to go get a counterspell. Would be a good guess. Storm's Wrath, okay. Interesting. Well, let's see if this gets Mystical Disputed. Nope. Negate, negate. Let's go ahead and keep one of those, but not two of those. Sometimes the deck just sits here and tells you things. This is not going to happen this game. This will happen this game. Ooh, there's a Nissa. It's a little bit scary. It's okay, I get to kill the Nissa. Okay. That makes killing the Nissa a bit harder. That is for sure. Come across for 4. The Nissa hold up a negate. Yeah, I think that's fine. We're going to be taking a bit of damage, unfortunately. We might be a bit slow this game for sure. Let's see if he gets greedy here. And there's the greed monster. Let's see if he has counterspell. Please no? Please no. Brazen Borrower. Okay, yep. So ideally we draw a shock here, even though we can't play it. Huh. Yeah, I think we're just gonna have to go on to the next game. Try and get him on the play. Yep. Let's go ahead and run it back. Sometimes you just turn behind on sticking things that alter the game. In that case, he's able to get the... Ooh. Do we be super greedy? If we get 1 land in 2 cards, do we get Dig Forth for the Temple? We only have 19 lands in the deck. You know what? We're going to go out on the greed. Either this works or it doesn't. Opponent is mulliganing. So let's see. Greed monster, does it pay? It pays. We want the guaranteed land. Clover is super annoying. Innkeeper, okay. That means he has a Brazen Borrower or Giant. Which I am just fine with. And we got the land. Okay. This is early, but we're going to do it because we can't allow him to Brazen Borrower / Giant us and get full value. Whereas here... Unless he has counterspell, there's no recourse, and he doesn't have counterspell, so... Yep. If we draw 1 more land, that sets us pretty well up for next turn. That's annoying, though. I don't know why he keeps getting this Storm's Wrath. I know he's just afraid of the Storm Wings and the Fairy Dragons, apparently. Or Sprite Dragons. Okay. He's probably going to want to play that next turn. He most likely still has something to bounce in his hand, but that's fine. We're gonna go digging, force him to interact with this as opposed to the other way around. Grab a second negate there because we have plenty of cards. How much do I want that to resolve? I don't think I care. So even if he gets the 5/5, it's not the end of the world. Innkeeper, on the other hand, is annoying. So that, we are going to shock the Innkeeper now. So we basically just want to keep him off drawing cards. Dragon is not going to do it. We need land. We already have 2 negates. I think we just played this game for a little bit. Fortunately, that does let him know that we have it, but it's not the end of the world. He's going to be able to kill the Narset, which is fine. We'll survive that. Just don't want him doing more destructive things. Keeping the Niv Mizzet is going to be the key. Attack with both, yeah, just in case I have a shock. Oh, he's not respecting the shock, okay. On the plus side, he is way low on mana, so we're just gonna go ahead and enjoy this Niv Mizzet life. Yep. Best thing is, his Brazen Borrower is gonna go away. Where'd my draw trigger go? Oh, he got rid of the draw trigger. That's annoying. I'm like, wait a sec. Yep, that was a slight mistake on my part. We should have disputed that. That's fine though, we'll survive. Now the temptation here is going to be... Yeah, we're just gonna let that happen. Okay, so I got the draw trigger this time, but I don't even know what's going on anymore. So he didn't target, okay, that's what happened. We're gonna go ahead and negate that. If we get to untap with this Nizzet, we're gonna be very happy. That's kind of a big if. Let's see what he does here. Bone Crusher to the face. Ooh, land. Land is our friend. Not sure if we saved the Disdainful Stroke for that. I haven't been seeing Giants, so I'm gonna use the Disdainful Stroke for that. Brazen Borrower. Okay. Draw a card. Deal some damage. So that borrower is targeting there, that borrower is targeting there, so we are going to go ahead and send more damage to the face. Next turn, we're going to get frisky with a very large sprite dragon. Question is how large? Not sure yet. Hopefully big enough to kill him. Okay, so ten mana to work with. 1 damage, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Huh, okay. We'll see how this goes. If we get lucky, we can just kill him. It's kind of an if, though. Actually, we have to do it the other way around first. Play this first. We'll take the opt. That adds another point of damage. So now we are going to finale. We're really looking for another shock, is what we're looking for here. It's the scary thing about this deck, though, and somehow it just kills out of nowhere sometimes. We can also find a Cathartic and a Phoenix, but we don't have Cathartics or Phoenixes. So, we need a little bit more damage here. We opt, or we could just kill that. Yeah, we're going to go for the safe play. We didn't quite get there. Really close, though. We are going to go ahead and discard a Stormwing. And a Stormwing. Basically, if he can't kill us this turn, he's guaranteed dead, so I don't think there's anything that he can kill us with. So it doesn't matter if he gets double Bone Crusher, we're still alive. If he Brazen Borrowers the Dragon away, we're still alive. He's giving me the GG. I don't know. Yep. That's a nice tight game. As I said, sometimes they just kill out of nowhere. That is the really nice thing about this deck. If I'm playing the Phoenixes, that turn can be even more explosive. He wasn't really playing much in the way of counterspells, so I could have kept him in, but as I said, it's matchup dependent. It's whatever you think is going to happen. Oh man, a Channel Fury. Let's see. We got one pack to open too. Our single pack opening. Oh, Sublime Epiphany. I actually need that for a deck. That is perfect. Alright, so all in all today, we did okay. We had a 60% win rate. Ended up winning 6, losing 3. That's pretty average for the day, I would say. Decks we ran across, once again, started off with this kind of Abzan pile. Did okay. We definitely stumbled a little bit early with it. Ended up going next to this Grixis pile. Grixis, it's a lot more matchup dependent. It's definitely better against aggro decks. Still will struggle against Sultai, as will everything. It does have some options to fight through it, though. I could possibly add a little bit more yard hate in this deck. Thinking about taking out the Cries and throwing in a couple Ashioks. Chandra is really good against the decks running heavy counterspells, but I haven't been running into those lately. The kind of blue-green flash decks, I haven't seen one for a long time. I know they're still around, but I just haven't seen them. That used to be a deck I was really concerned with. And then Phoenix is what we ended with. Phoenix is definitely one of the decks I've been having better runs with lately. I went 12-1 the other night with Phoenix. And that's actually what got me up into Mythic in the first place. So it's a very, very solid deck. I really like my current choice of switching over to kind of a hard control second game around, possibly third game, depending on what they want to do. And a lot of people aren't playing nearly the amount of graveyard interaction that I think they'd be playing. Skoos really hurts, but outside of mono green, haven't seen Skoos a lot. Yeah. With all the Uros, you would think there'd be plenty of graveyard hate, but is what it is. Yet again, if you like what you saw today, feel free to hit that follow. Feel free to hit that subscribe. You can find me over on Twitch and Twitter and YouTube at MinTG2020. Otherwise, that is going to do it for the day. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. We will be back on Friday.
You got me spinning like I lost control. All I see is you can take it slow.